Hey, everybody. Can you believe 1 week ago today, 1 week ago today, we are playing football in the Notre Dame fantasy football camp? I absolutely can't believe it's been a week. And yeah, I'm sorry. I tried desperately to do this video after the game. I worked on it for almost an hour. I kid you not. The next thing I know was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was mentally and physically exhausted. I looked like crap. I sounded like crap, and I gave up. So yeah, it's a week from the game. I wanted to just make sure that I got home, had time to reflect a little bit. And actually, I've been kind of nervous. All I've been doing today is thinking about the time of the day and comparing it to the time of the day last week and looking at what I was doing and so forth. So, hey, let's talk about game day, okay? So, a lot of people reached out to me knowing that I'm 64, almost 65, and they were all wanting to know how I fared. And they wanted to know, they wanted an injury update, okay? And God knows there were plenty of people on the blue and the gold that had some moments, right? We all worked through a lot of things. So I actually was fine until that last practice. And I had no idea until I was actually walking out of the locker room that my calf was a little tight. And somehow I must have strained it because it did not bother me until I walked on that field to warm up, and I almost cried because it hurt so bad. And then during the game, I got tugged a little bit, so I ended up dragging my foot, and I kind of pulled my groin a little bit, and I think that may have affected my hammy. So it was kind of like a chain reaction. Um, but with the grace of God, I made it through the game. And we're all warriors, and I salute all of my teammates on the gold and the blue because we made it through. Some of us, unfortunately, weren't able to do that. And to all of you, I swear I pray, and hope you speedy recoveries. So, again, let's talk about game day. Let's walk through the day on how it was for the student athlete, which would be us, right? So, we started basically like we had the last couple of days. We went to breakfast at around 7 o'clock or so, had breakfast, got bussed over to the stadium at 7:45. Then we got into the locker room and we had a meeting on the game rules and how the game was kind of going to play out. After that, we came back into the locker room. We got dressed in our practice gear and we went out on the field. We warmed up and we split up into our blue team and our gold team and did our workouts. And I got a few notes down here, so forgive me for looking down, but I just want to make sure I cover some of the things that I get. So we did all that. And once we did our basically our walkthroughs and so forth, we came back in and we had what they call a travel suit, which was a sweatsuit, a Notre Dame sweatsuit. We wore a collared Notre Dame shirt, and we bust up, went around the corner, and we went up, believe it or not, 8 floors into the stadium where we had our pregame meal. Here's a picture of the pregame meal. This is us kind of right there having it. And then here's a super, super nice picture from up on top. That's what the stadium looks like from high up. So from there, we ended up being bussed over to church. And here's a nice picture of all of us in church. That was something that I really, really looked forward to. I knew that the players had done that in the past. I've heard players feel kind of immersed, or they feel the blessings of God through that mass and carries out over the field. So at the end of mass, the priest was talking about the saint of the day, which was Mary Magdalene. And on the way out, he gave us each a blessed medal of Mary Magdalene, which I thought was really, really cool. So we came out of there and we went over to the steps of the administration building, which is the Golden Dome. And we took some team pictures. And it was really cool because, in all honesty, this whole camp, you kind of felt like a celebrity because there were cameras everywhere, especially this day. On this day, there were cameras everywhere. Anytime something happened, they were in your face. I just thought it was so cool. I mean, it was really, really, really neat. So anyway, we took some pictures. Here's a picture here. This isn't that great. It's kind of far away, but here's the picture. And then you know what? The thing that I could not wait to do is the walk to the stadium. Literally the walk to the stadium. I just thought that was so exciting and so cool. Unfortunately, there weren't the thousands of people there lining the way like it normally is on Saturdays going to the stadium. That was just an amazing, amazing feeling. When we approached the stadium, the music was so loud. It gives me goosebumps now. I had literally goosebumps. Tears came to my eyes because, I mean, it was just, we were rocking. I mean, we were so rocking. See, I go walking inside and we got dressed. And, you know, my little buddy here, I brought him with me. He was sitting in my locker, and I wanted him to give me a little bit of that Irish luck. And he stayed in my locker all day. So we got dressed, we got padded up, and we went out for our pregame workout. We did our pregame workout, and like I said, there were cameras everywhere. And the next thing I know, there was somebody right there at me with a camera, and you can see I got caught on the jumbotron. One of my kids or somebody took a picture of me, so that's me on the jumbotron. It was just so cool. So we did our exercises, we did our kind of walk through, our pregame warm up and so forth. Went back into the locker room. We got a nice pep talk by Coach Freeman. That guy is amazing, and I'm telling you, he is going to be doing some amazing, amazing things. And I know some of you that are watching this may not be Notre Dame fans, but I tell you what, you can't help be one if you're spending time around this man. It was just unbelievable. And he gave us a nice little pep talk. We did a prayer, and then at the end of that prayer, Dave, our director, he said, Our Lady of Victory. And you've always seen the movies and you've seen the clips and all, and everybody just said, pray for us. And that makes it was an emotional week. So that was really cool. I just love that part of it. And then we made our way down the steps, hitting that sign. This sign here, well, it's not the fabric, but you know, there was a sign, play like a champion today. We hit on that, got down there and got lined up. And as we all wanted to do, this is probably what everybody just dreams about. Check this little video clip of me coming out and being
South Carolina, number 40, Mike Drosieko.
Got it!
Out of Dallas, Texas, number 19, Bryce Esborn. From Glenville, New York, number 81, Andrew Fowler. Out of Pico Rivera, California, number 10, John Paul.
Then in addition to that, I had my family there. Here's my biggest fans. My wife, Patty, my kids, Lindsay and Chad, and my sister, Judy. The experience would not have been the same without them there. And it was just so cool hearing them cheer when I was playing, coming out of the tunnel. It was just so cool. So then we had the coin toss. And like I told you, I think it was on yesterday's, I was on the blue team. So we won the toss. And I thought it was ironic. We deferred. we actually deferred. So I actually started at defensive back for the blue team. And in that first series going down the field, man, I had the perfect opportunity, and I missed an interception. I couldn't get my hands up over my arms because of my pads, but I just needed an extra step back, and I would have had me an interception. I could just kick myself. So I will tell you that this may go down as one of the best, or if not the best, fantasy football game ever at Notre Dame. And I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. Later in the game, though, I made up for that missed interception, and I got me a pick, and I ran it back, I don't know, 25, 35 yards. That was so exciting. I wish I had the clip to show, but I haven't even seen it myself yet. So we did that. I played some offense, didn't play as much offense as I wanted to, only because I was a little gimpy, and I was just kind of picking and choosing where I felt like I could help the team the most. Later in the game, I will have to tell you that my dear friend, John Hammis, he had the locker next to me. He had an amazing, amazing comeback. We were actually tied at 14 all, and John had a spectacular drive down the field, and he just did an amazing job, and he took us all the way down the field, and we scored a touchdown. He threw an awesome pass, and Bryce caught an awesome pass. It was crazy. So we were up 21-14, and there were 7 seconds left. Okay, so here's what happens. Check this out.
And the goal team pulls it off on the last play of the game. 75 yards. This, ladies and gentlemen, is for the win. Mike Slade at quarterback. The give to Fowler, he's in the end zone. The officials have both raised their arms, and this game is over in overtime. The gold team 23, the blue team 21, in the most dramatic finish in Notre Dame fantasy football history.
So, can you believe that? Can you believe that? I was actually on defense as well. They had 70 yards to go. The coaches told the kicker that he had to have a really super good kick. He kicked it, the best kick he had all day long. And when he did, I don't mean to laugh, but he pulled his quad because he kicked it so well. So they had 70 yards to go for a touchdown. And you saw what happened. My big regret is, and I knew this, I was right there at the last pitch. Should have taken the outside guy. I think someone got in the way. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I could kick myself in the butt for that because I do take responsibility, and I am sorry to all the blue team. But I knew better. I absolutely knew better, but I thought I had help on the outside there, but it worked out. But what an amazing, amazing play. And I am so happy for Sean, who was number 4, that ended up running that ball in the end zone on that final pitch. So very happy for him, even though I got beat. So that tied the game up 21 all. And we unfortunately did not score. We went to overtime. We had to go to overtime. So we didn't score, but they did, and they beat us 23-21. How amazing is it? That was a crazy, crazy game. So after the game, you know, it was just amazing. We shook hands, the team shook hands, we shook hands within our own team, took tons of pictures. Here's a few pictures that we took down on the field. And after spending, I don't know, I was probably one of the last ones to get off the field because I couldn't leave. I just absolutely could not leave. So we ended up going in, showering, and going to the awards dinner. And the awards dinner was amazing. Again, the coaches were there. A lot of people were there. I mean, it seemed like I don't know where everybody came from. The food was amazing. Just everything was great. So I'm not sure exactly how I pulled this off. There were so many people that were rewarding of this, and somehow, some way, I got one of the 2 game balls for the blue team. I mean, check this out. I got one of the 2 game balls that were given out for the blue team. And you absolutely have no idea how humbling that is for an old man like me to get an award like that. Extremely, extremely humbling. And I just can't say enough. And I know that there were probably, and I shouldn't say probably, I know there were other deserving players on my team that could have gotten that award. And somehow it found its way to me. So I thank my teammates more than you can imagine. I thank you. So then the awards dinner came to an end, and we found ourselves at the end of the night. There was a door up there where you could go out into the stadium, and we sat out there, and we were taking pictures of the beautiful sunset over Notre Dame. I mean, look at some of these pictures. They are absolutely gorgeous. Where the sun's setting, you see the dome, you see the church steeple. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. And that is pretty much how we wrapped up the night. And then we took it out later where we continued to socialize outside of Notre Dame. And I hope I didn't get too carried away here. This is a lot longer than I wanted to be. But it was just an awesome, awesome game, an awesome, awesome day. I can't say more than enough. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to do another wrap-up video, or I guess you can say my final thoughts on camp. But what I'm waiting for is my package from Notre Dame to see what pictures, videos that I get where I might be able to share with you from that respect. So until I get that, and until I can get that video out, I'll just say like my little buddy says, go Irish. See you next time.